Hey guys, welcome to the channel and another video. Today I'm going to be watching The Man with the Golden Gun by Guy Hamilton starring Roger Moore. Hamilton directed quite a few Bond films and I've watched them all on the channel. By the way, if you guys are unaware, I'm making my way through the entire Bond franchise over the course of the year, so please check out the previous films I did in the series and subscribe so you don't miss out on the rest. It's been pretty fun so far. The previous film, Live and Let Die, was also directed by Hamilton and I genuinely enjoyed it. It was a pretty good introduction to Moore's Bond and a fairly good film overall. Not amazing though. It was definitely different in tone to the Bond films that came before it. This one is called The Man with the Golden Gun, and to be honest, I haven't heard too much about it. I assume the antagonist will be a man with a golden gun, obviously. Apart from that, I don't know anything about the plot or who else is starring in it. Although I've heard the Bond films in the 70s tend to get a little wacky in plot and execution. Regardless, I'm pretty excited to get through this entire franchise with you guys. But before we get into it, to help support the channel, I have a Patreon page for full-length reviews and reactions to this movie and over 130 movies, TV shows, early access, and weekly polls for what to watch next. You'll need your own copy to watch along. The link's in the description below, by the way. Please consider being a patron. Please subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. With all that being said, let's get started. The Man with the Golden Gun, Hamilton, Moore. Let's go. We're finally in the mid-70s. They have a little person. I think that's Christopher Lee. Count Dooku with a third nipple. Okay. Well, I've seen him in later years. I don't think I've seen him at this age or earlier. Oh, I think Ken Adam is back. I'm not too sure, but this looks like one of his sets.
Half. Wait for him in there.
And I hope we get to see some gadgets in this one. And it looks like another cold open. I hope it's got something to do with the plot, though.
Oh, that would have been too easy.
It's creating optical illusions. Huh. Are they inside some sort of circus? They're very realistic looking mannequins, if you ask me.
I fooled you.
So whose gun is it?
No. How are you going to get down the stairs?
Wow. Okay, that dude is dead.
You've done it again. This one was the best, n'est-ce pas?
Not bad.
Oh.
You'll have to do better than that if you want to come into my money.
I get you yet, and I'll enjoy every sou you leave me.
This was just some sort of elaborate practice run against Bond?
He has a powerful weapon. He charges 1,000,000 a shot.
This song is straight from the 70s.
The man with the golden gun.
It's Scaramanga who's the man with the golden gun. Lois Maxwell and Desmond Llewellyn, they're back. And Bernard Lee as well. That's awesome. This is a nice song, I guess, but my favorite one so far has to be Live and Let Die. Richard Maybaum and Tom Mankiewicz, they're back. So it's a pretty experienced crew.
What do you know about a man called Scaramanga, 007?
The man with the golden gun.
Oh, Bond already knows him.
He was a spectacular trick shot artist by the time he was 10 and a local Rio gunman at 15.
Ah.
But he does have one distinguishing feature, however.
The third nipple.
He even has my number on it.
Precisely.
Well, obviously, it's useless as a bullet.
It's meant for Bond.
Why would he alert me?
He counts on his reputation to terrify his intended victim.
That makes sense.
Nobody knows where he is or what he looks like. So I think it's fair to assume that he has the edge on you.
Bond is the underdog here.
If I found him first, sir, that might change the situation. Moneypenny,
Moneypenny!
why wasn't Scaramanga confirmed as the killer?
Because they couldn't find the bullet.
We usually get an establishing shot of Bond arriving at a location, but we did not this time.
Good evening. My name is Bond. James Bond.
Yes, it is.
I believe we had a mutual friend. Did you see who shot him?
No, I was in his arms. My eyes were closed. But let us forget the past.
Dude. She's already being seduced. This music, man. Oh! Did he just swallow the bullet? I like how the action is being shot by Hamilton here. It's very intimate, and the camera is very shaky.
I've lost my charm!
Not from where I'm standing.
I noticed an increased number of one-liners over the years.
Just tell me where it was made and by whom.
Lazar? Lazar?
Well, what the hell is Lazar?
Not what, who? Portuguese, lives in Macau.
We're visiting Macau this time. Macau in the 70s. Macau is like the Las Vegas of the East now.
Hate to interrupt your dinner, but does Senor Lazar live here?
Mr. Bond, your reputation precedes you. This way, please.
The sights are a bit off.
The butt is balanced for the pressure of 3. Here you will find only craftsmanship and quality.
He's a master gunmaker.
On a cost per bullet basis, he must be your best customer.
That is true, but unfortunately he seems only to fire them occasionally.
An inch too low.
I have just completed an order for immediate delivery.
Oh, we've seen her before. She was the woman with Scaramanga at the beginning of the film. Oh, they're traveling from Macau to Hong Kong. I used to live in Hong Kong in the mid-90s.
Would you be good enough to move this inverted bedpan?
I'm sorry I'm late, James.
You're a great help, good night. Now, get onto the License Bureau and trace that car.
Her name's Goodnight.
All green Rolls Royces belong to the Peninsula Hotel.
It's wonderful to see you.
Where are you going?
I need some information.
Looks like she's already in love with him or something.
Are you open champagne? No, it's a surprise.
Oh!
I wonder what the intention of the main villain, Scaramanga, is in this film. Is it like world destruction or is it more small scale? There she is.
Good afternoon. Break it unless you tell me where those bullets go.
Oh, I can't.
Try.
I'm as...
Oh, so he's a lover too.
Only before he kills.
So I'll tell you what you're going to do, Miss Anders. Bottoms up.
Literally bottoms up. They're really playing into these one-liners. I mean, they are funny, but they don't have any narrative purpose whatsoever. They're just here for entertainment, and I'm not complaining. He's already being watched by Scaramanga. That had to be on purpose because that's a headshot. I thought he missed for a second, but no.
Move away from there. Anything you have to say, you can say at the station.
Yeah. The music is very distinctively by John Barry. He has a very unique style, especially to his Bond scores. I really appreciate these night shots because you have to get the exposure and the lenses perfect, or else the image seems very washed out.
Welcome aboard, Commander Bond.
Oh, they've been expecting him.
This way, sir.
I love these temporary bases MI6 has.
Certainly gives you a new slant.
What with the Chinese on one side and the American fleet on the other, down here's the only place in Hong Kong you can't be bugged.
Scaramanga does not have a contract on me.
I almost wish that Scaramanga had a contract on him. What did Gibson propose bargaining with, Lieutenant?
A Solex claimed it was 95% efficient.
That's world changing.
He showed it to me at the bar. and replaced it in his pocket. And after he was shot, it wasn't there.
Oh, Knick-Knack stole it. I saw him near the body.
Whoever hired him could afford $1 million.
Are you suggesting high fat?
He lives in a big house on a mountainside, surrounded by guards.
Of course he does. I absolutely love the fact that James Bond films go to the location where they're saying they're at, and they actually shoot on location. I wonder if Bond goes to Africa or South America. Ooh, he's posing as Scaramanga with the third nipple and everything.
We were never to meet, Mr. Scaramanga. Why are you here?
James Bond?
Do I know the gentleman?
Well, he knows you.
Are you suggesting I invest another $1 million to remove him?
That's up to you.
Don't tell me you saw him.
He even invited me to dinner.
In due time, I shall be laid to rest here in my mausoleum. And I do not intend to allow Mr. Bond to shorten it.
Oh, he was aware the entire time, it seems. Interesting.
I'll get the car.
So Bond is walking into a trap. There he is. Wow, okay, Knick-Knack.
Take Mr. Bond to school.
Holy crap, they fight to the death, and that's why Bond is here. I think Bond has to fight them. I like the fact that Hamilton isn't using any music in this scene, it's mostly the sounds of the fight.
How did you find me? High Pat owns this place.
Stand back, girls.
He's getting on a speedboat! Are we gonna see a boat chase? I hope so.
What you might call a Mexican screw-off, gentlemen.
Another one. Another one-liner. But I don't believe we've seen a helicopter in this film, which has been a staple of the previous Bond films.
I'll give you 20,000 baht if you can make this heat go any faster.
20,000 baht!
I'm afraid I have to owe you.
Oh, what a dick. For a kid. Oh, man.
Goddamn little brown water!
Dude!
I'd haul your ass!
He's still chewing tobacco! Dude, they brought him back for a cameo. That's awesome. That also goes to show continuity between the films. This film has more humor than I originally anticipated. And the tone is much lighter. There's no world domination or anything like that.
You party heads has no more idea of traffic control than a goonie bird!
He recognizes Bond, so it's more than a cameo, huh?
Return it to the plant and don't leave there without my permission. Bond doesn't know you're in Bangkok. He's never seen you, but he knows me.
Mr. Fat has just resigned.
That's one way to put it.
I'm the new chairman of the board.
Okay, he wants to take over. Oh.
James, I thought this would never happen.
Don't move.
Oh.
Miss Sanders.
You're in great danger.
I usually am.
He's a monster. I hate him.
Then leave him.
You don't walk out on Scaramanga. I need 007. Who do you think sent that bullet to London with your number on it?
It was You, Anders?
I did.
Ah.
I want him dead. I've dreamed about you setting me free.
Making out with one woman, with another one right next to him. Dude.
I'll kill that later.
Hiding her in the closet. So demeaning, man. I'm supposed to feel bad for her, but I really don't because she doesn't have her eye on the mission, man. At least some of the Bond girls we've met over the years, they're pretty strong characters.
What are you doing?
Putting my jewelry away.
That's the solar agitator. I thought it was a tracking device. I was obviously mistaken.
You mean I've been in here for 2 hours?
All in the line of duty.
Duty. I'm resigning in the morning.
Forgive me, darling. Your turn will come, as soon as she brings me that Solex.
For killing Scaramanga.
Sorry I'm late. Bangkok traffic's worse than Piccadilly.
Jeez. Scaramanga killed her.
You won't find it in there, Mr. Bond. I looked before you came. I feel I know you, although I never thought we should ever really meet. It's a very great pleasure for me, Mr. Bond, thanks to Miss Anders.
Smooth.
Keep this. Whatever you do, don't lose it. I have to get back to help James.
Something's gone wrong.
There's a midget with a gun on him.
Good for you, good night, for taking the initiative, but you have the solar agitator on you. You should get out of here.
Good night. Where are you?
Somebody locked me in a boat.
You know what?
Oh my goodness!
How about demonstration, boy?
Certainly, sir.
Now, I know you. You're that secret agent. That English secret agent from England.
Where else would an English secret agent be from?
You're chasing somebody.
Really,
We
Sherlock?
have this time, boy. Tommy, let's go get him. I'm with you all the way.
We've seen quite a few Pepsi ads in this film. Ooh, nice stunt work.
Press that pedal, boy. You're not thinking that.
I sure am, boy.
Oh!
Never heard of Evil Knievel.
Wow, wow. That was probably one of the best stunts so far in the entire franchise.
Let's go get him, boy.
No way. I guess this is what people mean when they say the 70s Bond films are a little wacky. Holy crap, they converted the car into a plane. I could tell it's a scale model. Surprise, surprise, good night.
That's where she is, in this group of small islands.
Oh, it's another beautiful location. I wonder where this is exactly. Very good camera work here as well.
Yes, it's a guest I'm expecting.
Decent landing, Mr. Bond.
Bonjour, Monsieur Bond.
Knick-Knack's already here.
I am Knick-Knack.
How do you like my island?
This is Ken Adam, for sure, right? Looks like the perfect place for a final battle.
The oil sheiks will pay you just to keep solar energy off the market. The thought had occurred to me.
That's more true than people realize.
So that's where it belongs.
There it is.
Our famous Solex in the still down there transmits heat to the thermal generator.
I like how the villain is demonstrating the entire process.
This is the part I really like.
Yes, we finally get to see an explosion. Awesome.
I could stay here forever.
To us, Mr. Bond, we are the best. I could have shot you down when you landed, but that would have been ridiculously easy. Like every great artist, I want to create an indisputable masterpiece once in my lifetime. A duel between titans, My golden gun against your Walther PPK.
A duel.
Only one of you can leave the field of honor. 1, 2, 3.
He's gone. Ugh.
If you kill him, all this be mine.
It's just like the opening sequence. This is his domain. This is where Scaramanga has practiced killing Bond.
Monsieur, good shooting.
I've never killed a midget before. But there can always be a first time.
Oh, monsieur.
I like him. I like Knick Knack. Is it me, or does this circus funhouse look completely out of place in the middle of nowhere? Oh! He got him. Oh! This dude does, okay.
I laid him out cold.
You did?
Yes.
Yeah, she's officially the worst MI6 agent ever. Oh no. Not for long though. His head is right in the path of that death wave. I love when sets are built and we get to see them destroyed on set. Oh, so satisfying. I think that was a real explosion. The only person we haven't seen who died or got caught yet was Knick Knack. Knick Knack has to show up though. Come on, Knick Knack.
I always wanted to take a slow boat from China.
There he is. The little dude is spying on them.
Hey, let me! Ow!
Come on, guys. That is a little demeaning, isn't it? Like literally packing up in a suitcase. I may be small, but I never forget. At least he didn't get thrown overboard like Mr. Wind and Mr. Kidd. He's probably packed up in a compartment somewhere.
Bond, are you there? Good night.
She's just coming, sir.
Oh man.
Good night.
Oh man, that's sad and funny at the same time. Great view though, you have to admit, right? Hong Kong, Macau, Thailand, and Pinewood Studios. James Bond will return in The Spy Who Loved Me. I've heard a lot about The Spy Who Loved Me. I'm really looking forward to that. Okay, I took some time to collect my thoughts. First off, that was generally a fun movie. Although I wouldn't consider this as one of the stronger Bond films I've seen so far. The plot was simple, the tone was a little campy, and some of the characters were a little weak, in my opinion. But what it lacked in story and characters, it somewhat made up for in humor, like the one-liners, music, sets and props, and the stunt work. Let's start with the directing by Guy Hamilton and the script by Richard Maybaum and Tom Mankiewicz. This was based on the novel of the same name by Ian Fleming, and as I haven't read the book, I don't know how well it was adapted for screen, but from watching the film itself, I did have a good time overall. I felt like the sense of scale in this movie was smaller in comparison with the previous ones. I mean, we did get to visit several exotic locations like Macau, Thailand, and Hong Kong. But the main villain, Scaramanga, just wanted to control solar energy by illegal means. One could even argue that it's a good thing providing solar power to the world, even at a markup. The film starts off very traditionally with a cold open, setting up the man with the golden gun and his minion, Knick-Knack. The writers bring Bond into the story by putting a bounty on his head for some reason. Well, the reason is given much later in the film. Turns out it was Anders who sent the bullet in order to get Bond to kill Scaramanga. Again, for some reason, I think she just hated him. The plot then follows the standard formula of Bond landing on location to try and track Scaramanga and retrieve Solek's agitator, a MacGuffin for the film. While I don't mind the formulaic approach of the Bond films, the issue with this particular Bond film was some really weak characters. Case in point, Goodnight. She was easily one of the weakest Bond girls I've seen so far. Her character lacked agency. She was shown to be incompetent several times, and she didn't have the mission on her mind at all. I think she accepted this job just to try and sleep with Bond. Speaking of Bond, he was played by Roger Moore. I have to admit, although he was fine in his role, his performance in Live and Let Die was much better. I suspect it had to do with the stronger script in that movie. The thing is, this film was written and directed by very experienced Bond filmmakers. They made quite a few films together, so you can understand my confusion as to why I felt like this film didn't hold up to the same standards as the previous ones. I think this film was probably a product of its era, and I also think it didn't age very well, except the idea of solar power. Anyways, Roger Moore did do a lot of his own stunt work, his own fight scenes, so that was great to see. Also, he was pretty focused on the mission in this one, except that one scene. I don't mind that, that's just Bond. I can't say the same about Goodnight though. She just wanted to get lucky. The man with the golden gun, Scaramanga, was played by none other than legendary Christopher Lee, which was a surprise. I had no complaints about his acting skills. As a matter of fact, I thought he did a great job with the role, especially considering the script he had to work with. He played the character with confidence, almost arrogance, and a certain intimidating, self-assured smoothness that suited Scaramanga. I have to say though, the golden gun was not as important to the plot as I thought and I hoped or expected. It was just a lighter that could be converted into a one-shot weapon. I guess that was impressive back in the day, or was it? Do let me know in the comments. His minion, Knick-Knack, stole the show for me though. You never know where that little dude would be hiding next. And that actor played the character with a very unique accent. I wonder where he's from. I have to look it up. The film ends very predictably though, with Bond outsmarting and killing Scaramanga before trapping Knick-Knack in a suitcase. And finally fulfilling Goodnight's dream of spending the night with him. Moving on to the cinematography of the film, which was pretty good. I was really impressed with some of the aerial shots of the islands we see in the third act. Furthermore, the chase scenes were shot to perfection here. The editing was pretty standard, and I had no complaints in that particular department. The score of the film was very 70s inspired, obviously. Everything from the intro song to the background score sounded very period appropriate and very location appropriate too. The action sequences had very realistic sounds, especially that martial arts scene where no music was used. I also noticed the main Bond theme only being used twice during the entire runtime. I think that was a little underutilized in my opinion. Regardless, John Barry did a pretty good job with the score. The set design and the stunt work were the real highlights of the film for me. I don't know whether it was Ken Adam who did the sets in this one, but I have to say that the sets and props were just fantastic. Even the golden gun, which served almost no narrative purpose, it was a very impressive prop that was well made and creatively designed. I also loved Scaramanga's secret lair and the out of place circus funhouse in the middle of an island outside the coast of China. A special shout out goes to the solar death ray that I felt was criminally underused in this film. I also love the practical explosions here as well. And as for the stunt work, the car chase scene was just so good, especially that spinning car stunt. I don't think I've ever seen something like that, especially from a film from the 70s. I think that was practically done. Do let me know in the comments. As I've already talked about my main criticisms of the plot and some of the weak character work, overall, The Man with the Golden Gun was funny and entertaining as a Bond film. Unfortunately, it missed more than it hit. This was probably the weakest Bond film directed by Guy Hamilton, and although Roger Moore's and Christopher Lee's performances were good, it wasn't enough to make this film rank among the better Bond films I've seen. Although I don't think this particular film aged very well, the redeeming qualities of the film were its humor and entertainment value mostly. The next film is called The Spy Who Loved Me. Now that's a Bond movie that I've heard a lot about, and I'm really looking forward to watching it. Anyways, thank you for watching. I have a Patreon page. Consider being a patron. Subscribe to the channel. Click that bell icon for instant notifications. Do check out my other videos. Like if you like this video, dislike it if you didn't. I will see you in the next one. Bye.